welcome to Xbox On. It's July's first deals of the week, and we've got AAA titles, super fun indies, and even a cartoon kart racer with discounts this week. Let's stop the jibber jabber and see what's on offer.
Finally.
Shut up, Leah.
The world is tearing itself apart, but they say I can stop this.
I feel like I can relate to the Inquisitor in Dragon Age Inquisition, running about the place, trying to solve all that civil unrest. Wouldn't you agree, guys? Guys? Well, maybe not, but you'll be doing a whole lot of inquisiting, if that's even a word, back at home with Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition, making its way into this week's deals with an eye-watering 75% off.
Build your character and hop into the series' third installment, where you're tasked with establishing the Inquisition, a group dedicated to wrapping their heads around a mysterious tear in the sky dubbed the Breach, which is letting all those pesky demons who didn't even go through customs in. Rude.
Combat relies heavily on your ability to properly outfit and command your companions, both through looting and gear, and your relationships with them.
Your decisions in speech will affect how the story pans out, and is often, quite literally, the difference between life and death.
Snag yourself a copy and get Inquisitioning, Inquisitors.
That's Habitat 7. New Earth, if we're lucky.
To explore a brand new galaxy and look for a planet that won't kill you immediately when you set foot on it seems like a pretty daunting task.
Plus, when you're the Pathfinder leading humanity's fight for survival, the pressure mounts up just a little bit more, and the added complication of a less than friendly alien race getting involved certainly doesn't help.
These are all problems for you to solve aboard the Ark Hyperion, Pathfinder. Exploring the open-world Andromeda system and uncovering the secrets within are part of your remit, but the difficult moral decisions you need to make for the sake of humanity become just as important as any of the boots on the ground work.
Mass Effect Andromeda gives you the chance to customize your own Pathfinder, Scott or Sarah Ryder, and in true Mass Effect style build friendships and potentially relationships as you go, creating your own story and skill set on the side.
The real-time combat system has been slightly reworked compared to previous Mass Effects, with a focus on mobility and cooldown-based skills. It's an action-packed and memorable game with 50% off this week.
New galaxy, a new ship. I can't wait to get both a little dirty.
And if both of these BioWare games appeal to you, intrepid explorer, then the BioWare Bundle might be right up your alley.
Featuring both Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition, with all of the add-ons, and Mass Effect Andromeda Deluxe Recruit Edition, all of this fantastical action-packed goodness can be yours for 75% off.
If you fancy challenging your brain and your ability to hold in tears of happiness and sadness for extended periods of time, then RiME is now available for a whopping 50% off.
You play an unnamed boy who washes ashore a mysterious land where you must use cunning and wit to traverse the landscape and reach the tower in the center.
The puzzle elements are what made RiME a critically acclaimed title on release, bringing clever and tricky problem solving to a world that feels appropriately elusive and secretive.
Many of these puzzles will involve tricks with perspective, environmental engagement, and unique voice controls from the player to progress. At the heart of the game, you'll discover a beautifully crafted story of grief, loss, and hope that I was completely not ready for, and I'm not crying!
RiME is one that needs to be experienced, and with this week's offer, you can do just that.
Have you ever played an RTS game and thought to yourself, this needs to be more 8-bit? Well, thanks to this week's Deals with Gold, you can get your hands on 8-bit Hordes for 30% off.
Collect resources, build up and defend your base, amass your army, and crush your opponents in this fast-paced, colourful fantasy game.
Players of all levels can storm castles, slay dragons, and raid haunted cemeteries while commanding one of two factions: the daunting orcs and their undead allies of the Deathsworn, or the brave elves, humans, and dwarves of the Lightbringers.
Conquer the single-player campaign, online multiplayer, co-op, and AI skirmish mode as you battle in destructible environments ranging from the underworld to haunted forests.
It's the perfect introduction to the RTS genre, so if you're looking for a game that has all of the technicalities of a real-time strategy title with added blocky colours, then 8-bit Hordes is the one for you this week.
Dare you discover all 101 ways to die?
Leah, do you remember Lemmings? The adorable 90s title where you had to save as many little lemmings as possible before they plummeted to their death. Let me try again. Well, imagine that, but you play as the cliff and there is so much blood. So much blood.
That seems like the principle of 101 Ways to Die, where your call is to obliterate your foes in the classic classiest way possible rather than saving them.
Under the watchful gaze of Professor Ernst Splattenfuder, you must utilize your tools of destruction to splat, impale, burn, maim, and generally upset the appropriately named splats that are created for this cruel existence.
It's a surprisingly tricky puzzler with unsurprisingly large quantities of gore, which I feel you always need with your puzzle games, to be honest. Try and tell me Tetris wouldn't have been improved with a bit of blood.
101 Ways to Die is 60% off this week. Who races in go-karts under the sea?
Nickelodeon Kart Racers.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Anyway, as you might have noticed, the next deal this week comes in the form of everyone's favourite cartoon racing game, Nickelodeon Kart Racers, which has a Krabby Patty flipping 50% off this week.
Join your favourite characters from the golden era of Nicktoons, including SpongeBob, Patrick and Sandy from SpongeBob SquarePants, Arnold and Helga from Hey Arnold, Angelica, Tommy and Reptar from Rugrats, and then some additions from newer shows like Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo and Donatello from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Race on 24 different slime-filled tracks, including Bikini Bottom, NYC Sewers, Tommy Pickles' house, Arnold's school, and more, in customizable karts and a whole variety of wacky weapons from the cartoons.
You can also race your friends in up to 4-player local multiplayer, or check out the Battle Arena for loads more challenges. Needless to say, there's plenty of kart races out there right now, and this one is in its own special niche and definitely worth grabbing.
They go down as the greatest of all time. You need to put them away every single time.
Sometimes you just need a good de-stress. You could go for a walk, play with some kittens, have a massage, or don your sports gear and beat the hopes and dreams out of a fellow human.
All viable options, but the latter probably means you'll get hit back, which is less cool. Thankfully, Deals has you covered with the much safer MMA getaway in EA Sports UFC 3, which is 50% off this week.
Step into the octagon as one of the most revered fighters in the UFC, utilising your skills to take down your opponents on your way to the top.
The third installment in the quite literal beat-em-up sees big improvements to career mode with the GOAT system, allowing players to not only create their own aspiring fighters, but utilise techniques outside the octagon to grow their profile through social media hype, feuds, training and recovery.
Gameplay feels responsive and realistic, with you seeing and feeling every blow and wince from your fighter with those Xbox One X enhancements. Not to mention the control system receiving a tweak to make tense ground game scenarios tactical, yet believable. Give it a shot this week.
Might want to watch yourself. Raining demons out here.
Well, that's it for this week's Deals with Gold. Let us know in the comments what you've grabbed this week and what you'll be playing on your Xbox.
Don't forget to smash that like button and head over to our Mixer channel for daily live streams too. See you next time. Bye.